Matt, we haven't gotten to catch up about our good friend Jasmine Crockett, who I do mean it when I say I'm sad to see her lose her primary. I really was rooting for her. I wanted her to be the Democrat nominee. And mostly because she's way bonkers crazy off the reservation. And the guy who just won it, James Talarico, is also bonkers crazy off the reservation, but he's packaged like it's a much more polished package. And so people might overlook, no, he's actually even scarier, more dangerous, and an even bigger retard than Jasmine Crockett. And it's a curious thing, Matt. He really seems to love trans kids, to an unhealthy degree. And I want to play this clip that I think should be very alarming to anyone that's paying attention. Watch.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children who showed up yesterday at the state capitol to advocate for their humanity. They shouldn't have to, but it was an inspiration to watch.
What do you love more than family and friends? You know what? It's on my mind. Trans kids. Love them. Love them. Can't get enough of them. Don't check my hard drive.
That is so weird.
It's weird, right? And it's not the first time that he has just talk, he talk. It's all he wants to talk about. Trans children this, trans children that. And actually, I think we have some more of James Talarico being obsessed with trans kids.
Trans children are God's children, made in God's own image. There's nothing wrong with them. Nothing at all. They are perfect, they are beautiful, and they are sacred.
Just how God made them.
Bullying children is immoral. It's a sin, a special kind
They are
of
perfect.
sin.
They are God made them perfectly. Yes, I agree. God designed them how they were born, and that's how they should stay. I believe we have one more. It's just, this is a very important need for trans people.
Before we go further, I want to acknowledge that our trans community needs abortion care too. Defending trans Texans is something we have to do every day at the state capitol. And you better believe I'll be giving sermons on that too.
Oh, we know you will. We know you're going to give the sermons on the trans kids because he has himself an obsession. That's what I was going to say with trans kids.
The whole thing is just so bizarre. It's so creepy and bizarre. And I'll tell you this, Sarah. I don't think that Jasmine Crockett is bonkers. I don't. I think that Jasmine Crockett is an opportunist. That I remember I saw it on the show, actually, the interview that she did, when she was running the very first time, and she was really put together and smart and all that. And then she just went down the route that she did, which was pure performance art, in my opinion. And it's almost like they're out-weirding each other. It's like the crazier you go, the more chance you've got of winning. And you have to ask yourself, for the Democratic Party, who's saying that this is a winning proposition? The
change
you were in
that
Texas
everyone's clamoring for. Trans kids. Yay. Yeah.
In Texas, Sarah. I mean, I came from California 5 years ago. I get it if it's over there. Texas?
Yeah, I know. Do you think he's gay?
I have really bad gaydar.
I have good gaydar, and I think he's gay.
He's weird. I know that.
I think he's gay, and he acts gay. He's obsessed with trans kids, and I just saw on his website that he was a public school teacher. He taught 6th grade language arts at Rhodes Middle School on the west side of San Antonio. It's just all of the boxes are checking for me. I think he was gay. By the way, 6th grade language arts. 6th grade language arts. I've been reliably informed that no American can fill the role of English teacher. So they need to replace that one with an H-1B worker. There you go.
Sometimes you sit there and you're watching this and you're like, where are we? I mean, imagine how confusing this world is for younger kids right now with this insanity and the
No.
people that are behind it. I mean, listen, part of me is like, you knock yourself out, man, because Ken Paxton will win in an absolute landslide. But look, I believe that we should have two really strong parties that pull like this and that, but not like where they're so wackadoodle they're all the way over here.
Right.
I mean, why don't they just, I mean, like I said, this is Texas. Like, at least run someone that, you know, is center left. Not that.
Right. Yeah.
What is the end game, Sarah? I don't understand it. Seriously.
They don't have one. It's just Orange Man bad. That's it. I'm being totally serious with you. They don't have one. It's just Orange Man bad and all of the virtue signals. That's all that they have. That's all that they've devolved into. It's like their party is completely, maybe irreparably broken. I don't know.
Where does it go from here, though? Because
I don't know, man.
they're losing, right? I mean, the narrative is pretty much being broken. The wokeness is being broken.
Yes, but we've got midterms coming up, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, especially with like war with Iran, which I didn't vote for, you know? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to be passionate enough to show up and vote, you know, at the polls during the midterms, simply because there are a lot of things going on right now that I don't think even conservatives, people who are America first, are happy about.
Mm-hmm.
And not all of it is the fault of Donald Trump, but like some people around him need accountability. Pam Bondi.
Can you imagine that becoming a senator?
No.
What?
No.
If he became a senator, this country's over. Like, seriously. Especially he becomes a senator in Texas, the crown jewel of the country.
Right, in Texas. By the way, on that note, Donald Trump, before we have to go to break here, on that note, I would just say, if you are concerned about spending too much money for your candidate here in the state of Texas, you guys already blew through $100 million just to get John Cornyn barely over. I don't recommend that you do that again. I don't. There's a much easier path where you can take that money and you can spend it. Sure, spend some here, but you can also spend it in other places because the entire country needs to be protected from these lunatics. Maybe consider don't spending it on the guy who actually hates you and hates America and is America last. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a dumb podcast host.